Megashaun with CultureJunkies.net, and here I have the legend himself, Brian Pulido. How's everything going today, sir?
Sean, it's great. What's happening?
Oh, so just enjoying all of this. Is this your first time at Motor City Comic Con?
Are you kidding me, Sean? I've been coming to Motor City Comic Con off and on for 2 decades. So yeah. Heck, don't even get me started about conventions. I was talking to someone else about it. My first convention as a fan was in 1972. So yeah, my first convention as a comic professional, December 91. I don't even know how many I've attended.
So as your career has grown and you've been coming here, you've been able to see how Motor City Comic Con has grown.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I've definitely seen the growth of Motor City Comic Con. What's fascinating me about comic book conventions across America is that it appears to be a rite of passage for people. When I was a kid growing up, if I wore a superhero shirt, people want to kick my ass, right? So now the same guy who wanted to kick my ass is rocking a Wolverine shirt. Things change.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Culture Junkies is about. It's just that everybody being under one umbrella and being accepted.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel? What is it like to have created such an iconic character in Lady Death?
I got to tell you, Sean, at the beginning of the year, my wife and I will look at each other and say, did I create Lady Death or did she create me? Because it appears as if she almost has a life of her own, or some of the other characters. I may sit down and write the character, but the character totally operates through me. So in our household, we are always saying, thank you, Lady Death. I don't know where you came from, but thank you.
And even though we did kind of touch on it briefly, what does Comic-Con mean to you? Or Motor City or any Comic-Con mean to you?
You know, I like what you touched on about what does a Comic-Con mean. I've attended, as I mentioned, cons for 25 years. What I like is I have never seen people get in more than an argument. I've never seen a fist fly, and I think you could come into this culture, everybody gets along. I mean, I've never seen anything really bad happen except something sell out on somebody. So I sometimes think it's like, wow, man, if we could just get the culture, the governments of the world to be run by the people who attend Comic-Cons, we might have a more peaceful world. So for me, it means fun, adventure, discovering cool, neat things, meeting people, probably above all talking about stuff I love, you know, comics, horror movies. You know, you could just walk down the road and meet people that would be like-minded. You see a t-shirt, you start a conversation. Hey, I like Friday the 13th too. So kind of a real chill, fun environment to have a good time in.
And do you watch any sports at all?
I do watch sports. Here's my rule. If it has a ball, I don't watch it. If it has a board, I watch it. Extreme sports, skating, X Games, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so who is the greatest skater?
Well, conventional wisdom would say that the greatest skater is Tony Hawk. However, the most amazing, stylistic, bionic skater of all time was Christian Hosoi. Amazing. If you haven't seen a documentary about Hosoi, his skating was beautiful. It was like he rode a wave. So Tony Hawk entered an era of technical over style. Hosoi was style.
Oh, I definitely have to check him out.
Right on.
Definitely have to check him out. Now, as you know, even though as we're looking over just this mass of people, but obviously minus Lady Death.
Sure.
Who is your favorite villain or superhero?
Well, this surprises a lot of people, but I have read Captain America on a monthly basis since July of 1974 without fail. There's been no time in my life, if I had my last 20 cents, it was going to a Captain America record. So my guy is Captain America. My favorite villain of all time is a tie. Thanos from Marvel and Darkseid from DC. I love extinction level event bad guys where it's like when they show up, it's like, so yeah.
So now do you think that DC is ever going to try to do what Marvel is now doing from a cinema standpoint and try to bring in Darkseid as now Marvel is easing in Thanos into the films?
Well, we could only hope they do. My outside observation is that DC is making a lot of missteps with their film. So I believe that here's the critical flaw in DC versus Marvel. DC is about the mask. Marvel is about the man. DC is super powered human beings as gods. And let's compare and contrast. Superman, Man of Steel, the recent one. This is a guy who at a certain point in the film didn't care about the average pedestrian. An entire city got destroyed, didn't even care about helping people. Avengers Age of Ultron, the entire time, the Avengers are always making sure the civilians are okay, getting them to safety. So again, I believe that the Marvel characters are more about the man and the human being behind the mask. DC is about the mask. The tone of the DC movies so far and what I've seen, kind of dreary and depressing and probably a lot less fun than Marvel. So, yeah, you heard it from me.
Very,
I'm
very
just
honest.
saying.
It's the truth.
The other thing I would say is, all that aside, I would love to see Darkseid and, you know, all the new gods involved in a DC movie. That'd be great.
Captain America, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay,
Because you
let's
say
go
you've
with
been buying Captain America.
Since July of
Right.
1974.
So obviously being in the industry, the first question is, how did you feel when he was killed? And then also now, how do you feel now that Falcon has taken over as Captain America?
Well, so he was killed in a storyline in number 24 of volume whatever, 6. Yeah, I couldn't stand it. It's called Captain America, not Bucky Barnes, so the Winter Soldier took over. Yep. Now, how I feel about Sam Wilson taking over as Cap is, in my world, if anyone's going to take over, it's Sam. I love Sam, always have. First appearance Falcon, Captain America 117, I'm all about it. So if anyone's going to take over, I'm not kidding, man. It's going to be Sam. So I'm great with it. And I feel, you know, right now, Steve Rogers is in the background advising on strategy. We all know he's going to be back. But yeah, if anyone on the planet's going to take over the mantle, it's going to be Sam Wilson, Falcon. So I'm great with it.
Well, you've heard it himself, nothing but truth.
You didn't expect
from the
that.
legend. No, you did not. And as you said, whether he created Lady Death or Lady Death created him, we have the great Brian Pulido, and just thank you very, very much, sir.
Mine. Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.
Culture Junkies!
Hey, Culture Junkies, it's your boy Brian Pulido giving you a shout out. If you want to get it and get it good, get it at Culture Junkies.